Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve extraordinary success while others, despite having similar opportunities, remain stuck in the same place year after year? Many believe the answer lies in talent, luck, or connections. But Jim Rohn taught something very different. He believes success is not created when the spotlight is on you. Success is built during the quiet moments when nobody is watching. The world celebrates championships, promotions, and achievements. People applaud the finished product, but they rarely see the thousands of hours of preparation, sacrifice, discipline, and consistency that made those victories possible. The truth is simple. Winners don't become winners because of what they do once in a while. They become winners because of what they repeatedly do when no one is there to praise them. Today, let's explore 10 powerful habits that separate winners from everyone else. These are the things successful people practice behind closed doors. If you make these habits part of your daily life, your future will begin to change in ways you never imagined. The first thing winners do when nobody is watching is they keep the promises they make to themselves. Anyone can make promises when they feel inspired. It's easy to say you'll wake up early, exercise every morning, read every day, or work harder on your goals. But the real test begins when the alarm rings before sunrise and no one is there to force you out of bed. Most people negotiate with themselves. They hit the snooze button. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow. Winners don't. Jim Rohn often reminded us that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your character. Every broken promise weakens your confidence. Your brain remembers everything. It notices whether your words match your actions. If you constantly disappoint yourself, you slowly stop believing in your own potential. But every small victory sends a different message. When you wake up as planned, when you finish the workout, when you read another chapter, when you complete today's task, you prove to yourself that you can be trusted. Confidence isn't built by compliments from others. It's built by evidence you create every single day. The second thing winners do is they invest in learning. Most people stop learning after school. They think education ends with a diploma. Jim Rohn believed education should never stop. Winners understand that the person they become determines the life they create. Instead of wasting hours scrolling endlessly through social media, they read books. They listen to audiobooks. They study successful people. They watch educational content. They constantly ask questions. Knowledge changes the way you think, and better thinking creates better decisions. Imagine reading just 20 pages every day. It doesn't seem like much, but after 1 year, you've read dozens of books. Each book adds another piece to your mindset, your skills, and your wisdom. Small daily improvements eventually create extraordinary results. That's why winners never stop being students. The third thing winners do when nobody is watching is they master their emotions. Life is unpredictable. Some days everything goes your way. Other days nothing seems to work. Average people allow their emotions to control their actions. If they feel motivated, they work. If they don't feel motivated, they quit. Winners understand something powerful. Feelings change, purpose doesn't. They don't wait to feel inspired before taking action. They take action first, knowing motivation often follows movement. When disappointment comes, they don't panic. When criticism arrives, they don't lose focus. When failure happens, they don't see it as the end. Instead, they ask one question: what can I learn from this? Every setback becomes a lesson. Every obstacle becomes training. Every failure becomes preparation for future success. Jim Rohn believed life doesn't get easier. You simply become stronger. That's exactly what emotional mastery does. It builds inner strength. The fourth thing winners do is they protect their time. Time is the one resource that can never be replaced. Money lost can be earned again. Opportunities lost may return. But one wasted day is gone forever. Most people spend their time reacting. They constantly check notifications. They answer every message immediately. They allow distractions to steal hours from their day. Winners think differently. They decide what deserves their attention. They plan their priorities before distractions appear. They understand that saying yes to everything means saying no to what truly matters. Every successful person has the same 24 hours. The difference is how those hours are invested. Jim Rohn once said that days are expensive. When you spend one, you have one less day to spend. That truth should make us value every hour. The fifth thing winners do when nobody is watching is they work even when results are invisible. This is where most people quit. Imagine planting a seed. You water it every day. After 1 week, nothing happens. After 2 weeks, still nothing. After a month, the soil looks exactly the same. Many people stop watering because they believe nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, roots are growing. Real growth often happens before visible results appear. Success works exactly the same way. You may study for months before opportunities arrive. You may exercise for weeks before seeing physical changes. You may build a business for years before experiencing significant income. Winners trust the process. They understand that consistency always beats intensity. One incredible day cannot replace 100% consistent days. They keep showing up, even when nobody notices, even when progress feels slow, even when doubt whispers that nothing is changing, because they know every small action is building a stronger future. Remember this, the world only sees the harvest. Very few people respect the years spent planting the seeds. The sixth thing winners do when nobody is watching is they build habits instead of relying on motivation. Motivation is exciting, but it is temporary. It comes and goes like the weather. Some mornings you feel unstoppable. Other mornings you feel tired, discouraged, or distracted. If your success depends on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. Jim Rohn believed that success is not a matter of doing extraordinary things once in a while. It is a result of doing ordinary things extraordinarily well, day after day. Winners understand this truth. They don't ask themselves whether they feel like doing the work. They simply do it because it has become part of who they are. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wait to feel motivated. You do it automatically because it is a habit. Imagine if working on your goals became just as automatic. Imagine waking up and reading, exercising, planning your day, or practicing your craft without debating whether you should do it. That is the power of habits. Every habit is like a vote for the person you want to become. Every workout is a vote for becoming healthier. Every page you read is a vote for becoming wiser. Every hour spent learning a new skill is a vote for becoming more valuable. Most people underestimate the impact of small daily actions because the results are invisible at first. But winners know that habits compound over time. A 1% improvement every day may seem insignificant, but after months and years, it creates an extraordinary difference. Your future is being built by the habits you practice today. The seventh thing winners do when nobody is watching is they take complete responsibility for their lives. One of the biggest differences between successful and unsuccessful people is how they respond to problems. Average people look for someone to blame. They blame the economy. They blame their parents. They blame their boss. They blame bad luck. They blame circumstances they cannot control. Winners choose a different path. They ask themselves one simple question: what can I do about it? That question changes everything. Instead of wasting energy complaining, they invest that energy into finding solutions. Jim Rohn often taught that you cannot change the seasons, but you can change yourself. Storms will come into everyone's life. Disappointments are unavoidable. Failures happen to every successful person, but your response determines your future. Responsibility is not about blaming yourself for everything. It is about recognizing that your actions today shape your tomorrow. The moment you stop making excuses, you start making progress. You become stronger because you stop waiting for someone else to rescue you. You become more confident because you realize that your future is in your own hands. That is the mindset of a winner. The eighth thing winners do when nobody is watching is they protect their minds from negativity. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant positive thoughts, discipline, gratitude, and hope, your life begins to reflect those seeds. If you constantly feed your mind with fear, gossip, complaints, and negativity, those weeds begin to grow. Winners understand that what enters the mind eventually influences every decision they make. That is why they are careful about the books they read. They are careful about the conversations they have. They are careful about the people they spend time with. They are careful about the content they consume every day. Jim Rohn said that you become the average of the people you spend the most time with. Look around your circle. Do your friends encourage growth? Do they challenge you to become better? Do they inspire you to dream bigger, or do they constantly complain, criticize, and settle for mediocrity? Your environment is either pushing you forward or pulling you backward. Choose wisely. Remember, every thought you repeat becomes a belief, and every belief influences your actions. Guard your mind as if your future depends on it, because it does. The ninth thing winners do when nobody is watching is they embrace discomfort. Comfort is one of the biggest enemies of greatness. Your comfort zone feels safe. It feels predictable. It feels familiar. But nothing extraordinary grows there. Every major achievement requires stepping into uncertainty. Learning a new skill is uncomfortable. Starting a business is uncomfortable. Speaking in front of people is uncomfortable. Going to the gym when you're exhausted is uncomfortable. Saving money instead of spending it is uncomfortable. But winners understand something that average people ignore. Temporary discomfort creates permanent growth. Every challenge stretches your abilities. Every obstacle strengthens your character. Every difficult decision prepares you for greater opportunities. Think about a muscle. It only becomes stronger when it is challenged. The same principle applies to your mind, your confidence, and your character. Without resistance, there is no growth. Without discipline, there is no transformation. When winners face something difficult, they don't immediately run away. They lean into the challenge. They remind themselves that the person they want to become is waiting on the other side of discomfort. That mindset separates champions from spectators. Most people wait for life to become easier. Winners become stronger. That is why they continue moving forward while others remain stuck. Ask yourself today, what uncomfortable action have you been avoiding? That one action may be the very thing that changes your life. Success is rarely hidden behind easy choices. It is almost always waiting behind the difficult ones. As Jim Rohn reminded us, the pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. The choice is always yours. Every single day, you decide which pain you are willing to carry. Those decisions, repeated over time, shape your destiny.